Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Tuesday, the 15th day of September. We're halfway through the month. Holy cow.
I know,
it's
is that crazy?
National Cheese Toast Day. National Linguine Day. Man, so far everything sounds delicious. National Felt Hat Day. Well, that doesn't sound so delicious. National Double Cheeseburger Day. Oh, yeah, we're back to delicious. National Cream de Mint Day.
Wow.
National Tackle Kids Cancer Day. That's a good day.
That
It's
is
very
a
day.
good thing to do.
National Neonatal Nurses Day, which is kind of fun to say. You should say it.
Neonatal nurses.
Yeah, National Neonatal Nurses Day. It's National Online Learning Day, Greenpeace Day, and National IT Professionals Day. All of these things happening on this Tuesday, the 15th day of September. And maybe the most important thing today, it's a Tuesday. So we have Tuesdays
with Charlie.
That's when we call Heidi's father and see if he's liquored up for the day yet. Just kidding. Hopefully not. But we're going to talk to Heidi's dad. Tuesdays with Charlie coming up in just a while.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A poll by Next Gen America found that 77% of youth voters between the ages of 18 and 35, so it's youth voters, say they definitely plan to vote in November. 77%.
I like to hear that.
I do too. It's a good thing. Do you remember the very first time you voted? Do you know how old you were?
I do.
How old were you?
I was 18.
18 years old. Mm-hmm. Very nice. I don't know how old I was, but I voted as soon as I was old enough.
And I was young and naive, and my vote was...
Not who you would vote for today?
No.
Yeah, probably not here.
But it changes, as you grow older. Yeah.
There you go. Well, I've got a link to this story if you want to read all the details. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. After a man ran off with a tip jar at a Pennsylvania pizza shop, investigators didn't have to do a lot of legwork to track him down. Authorities say 22-year-old Nicholas M. Mark had just applied for a job at the establishment, left his name and his contact info, and then he stole a tip jar. Probably not going to get this job.
No, and that's not very smart at all.
Workers at the Pizza de Oro told authorities that Mark came to the shop August 26 to apply, but at one point he snatched the tip jar off the counter and ran outside. Workers say he set off in pursuit, but then backed off when the suspect produced a knife.
Oh.
The suspect ran into the woods near a parking lot with the jar authorities say contained about $220.
Whoa.
That's a lot of tips.
That's a heck of a tip jar.
His backpack was found in the restaurant. It contained multiple items bearing his name, as well as items associated with drugs. He was arraigned on charges of robbery, theft, possession of a weapon, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So there you go. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have signed a $97 million deal to produce shows on Netflix. So, $97 million? What are they? They're producers?
No, they're not producers.
It says they face criticism for canceling a scheduled fundraising event for an injured veteran last week, shortly after signing a multi-million-dollar media production deal with Netflix just days before. So I have no idea what all is going on there. But Netflix, $97 million? Have these two produced anything other than a lot of
I have
interesting
things
news?
I'd like to say, but I will not.
Well, we'll
I
be
will
nice.
refrain.
Well, I love this dude, Tyler Perry. There's something about him that just makes me smile. He seems like a fun guy. And Tyler Perry Studios reportedly shot 19 episodes of a new series titled Bruh, B-R-U-H, in just 4 days. 19 episodes, 4 days. How cool is that?
yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how quality those are.
Well, hopefully they're good. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. To help you understand why you're a monster before your morning coffee, scientific minds at ASAP Science decided to put together a video explaining coffee's effects on your brain. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
It says there's some stuff about receptors and something called endososnine. That's not a part.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced.
I'm sure it's exactly how they say it. But you want to know why coffee hypes you up? It does the same thing to your brain as crack. It says caffeine hypes you up by increasing the production of adrenaline. But it also spikes the dopamine in your brain, which is exactly what cocaine does when it hits your system. Okay. Obviously, caffeine does all this to a lesser extent, but coffee is a drug, they say, and so it has few things in common with the more hardcore stuff. They further explain that there is a lethal dose of caffeine, though it's almost impossible to achieve. The overdose on lattes, you'd need to consume 150 milligrams for every kilogram you weigh. We're talking thousands of refills in your stomach. It would be physically impossible to hold it all. Plus, you wouldn't even if you could, you'd have to have an elastic stomach to stretch out that much. You'd get, all kinds of major problems leading up to that. Hallucinations, all of that, way before it killed you. Everyone who was once a child knows the incredibly simple joy that comes from blowing bubbles and watching an ultra-thin layer of liquid bob through the air before bursting apart.
I still love blowing bubbles. Who doesn't like blowing bubbles?
Me.
Oh, you do too.
You ever see me blowing bubbles? I've never done it.
Whenever there's bubbles around, you grab the little wand and you want to blow bubbles. Yes, you do.
It seems like magic when you're a kid. It turns out the mystery behind how bubbles work is not much more clear even for adults. A team of mathematicians from New York University decided to take on the daunting task of solving that mystery. A lot of mumbo-jumbo from the study about oil and bubbles and soap and film density, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line, the ideal speed for creating your bubble is about 8 miles per hour. Moving your bubble wand through the air is the best way. So if you move your bubble wand instead of...
I always blow on it.
Blowing on it, yeah. Move your bubble wand at 8 miles per hour. And this is one other thing that I think is kind of interesting. According to a survey of women, the number one secret they keep from their husbands is what, Heidi?
I don't know.
What if I give you 3 options and you have to tell me which one? Okay, ladies, you play along as well. If your husband happens to be there, you guys can play along together. According to a survey, this is the number one secret women keep from their husbands. Is it A, the number of shoes they own, B, how much money they make, or C, how many boyfriends they really had before marrying?
C.
Incorrect. The answer is A. So what do you have to tell me about C? She's my wife, by the way.
What was A again?
The number of shoes they own.
Oh, good Lord. You know how many shoes I own. They're all out on display.
Yeah, I know.
So how do you hide that?
I don't know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday, just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
Hey, Charlie, how are you doing?
Another Tuesday's gone by.
Yeah, well, it's here. It's time for another awesome Tuesdays with Charlie show, and we're all going to get so much more smarter right now, aren't we?
Well, we're going to get something. I don't know what it is.
What do we have?
I see my staff's got my notes all mixed up here, so we're going to wing it.
All right, that's cool.
Let's see. Let's start with this one. The day after Thanksgiving is called Brown Friday by plumbers in America because it is the busiest day of the year.
Oh, the day after Thanksgiving, I suppose. And I'll bet...
Oh, yeah, by plumbers, I bet.
I bet part of that is people running things through the garbage disposal that they shouldn't be running through the garbage disposal.
But that's not all. But that's not all of it.
They're running something through something. Hey, then there's a company in the United Kingdom that offers being hungover as a valid reason for calling off work.
I suppose that makes sense. Hey, I can't make it in. Why not? I'm hungover.
And then they're allotted for them days a year.
So they're allowed 4 hungover days every single year?
Oh, wow.
I think we were in the wrong country.
I think so. That sounds fantastic.
You got a feeling Heidi and Charlie are going to be calling in next week.
Next week, tomorrow. Hey, then a New Jersey man flunked out of law school and subsequently sued the school for having accepted him in the first place.
Are you kidding me? So it was their fault for accepting him when he was an idiot and couldn't graduate?
Wow.
There you got her.
Huh. Well, I suppose.
Wow.
Did he win, or do you not know?
I think he probably won because he sounds to me like he's pretty smart.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Oh, boy.
Hey, you try this at home.
All right.
By applying even pressure on an egg, it is nearly impossible to break the shell by squeezing it.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've actually seen that. And if you're doing equal pressure from all sides, the shape of an egg, the actual shape of the egg is really, really, really strong.
Huh.
So that's kind of why that shape is, there to protect those little babies inside.
God's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Creating stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, the research we do is just unreal.
It really is. It's quite impressive.
Hey, then, researchers at Heidelberg University Hospital have determined it takes 6 minutes for alcohol to impact human brain cells.
So 6 minutes after you take the drink is when you'll start to get drunk?
That's when it starts affecting you.
I know some people that are way quicker than that.
I think I'm talking to a couple of them.
No, you are one of them.
Well, somebody's talking to somebody.
So, sometimes I think it affects you before you even drink it.
And then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what do you got?
There's a bar in Yukon that serves a sour toe cocktail. It consists of a shot of whiskey with a human toe floating in the glass.
What?
Where would you even get such a thing?
Well, you got to find a human that's willing to give you his toe, I guess.
Oh, ugh.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Where on earth are they getting these toes?
I don't know.
Well, here's a weird part. 60,000 people have tried it.
What? I wonder if they just have one toe that they keep reusing.
Well, if it's in alcohol,
Totally
it's
disgusting.
Yeah, totally disgusting. That's what you did there.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
Oh.
I apologize. That was a John joke. I'm ashamed and embarrassed.
Yes, you should be. You should be. Charlie, are you ready for a question from me?
We better do a question, yes.
All right, I got a question for you here. Says, within 1 million, can you guess how many items are in the Smithsonian Museum? By the way, they have 21 different museums and galleries, so I want to make sure you know that. But within 1 million, how many million items are in the Smithsonian?
28.
28 million? No.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to guess? Heidi, you want to throw a number out there?
13.
No, you're both wrong by a long shot. 156 million items.
Wow.
They're big buildings, really big buildings.
They must be.
I think they need to do some house cleaning to get rid of that.
They're hoarders. They're clearly hoarders. They should
are.
watch the show.
The Smithsonian is hoarders of history. Yes.
Say that really fast.
Yeah, hoarders of history. Well, Charlie, it's always a pleasure. We'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, well, we'll see. I might not be available. You never know.
He's a busy guy.
He is.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Jeff Goldblum can wiggle his ears.
I love Jeff Goldblum.
And you're going to love me even more now. He said, here's a quote from him. I discovered this when I was 12, that I could wiggle my ears separately. As far as I know, I'm the only person on the planet that can do it. It takes no effort, nor does exercise improve the performance. So he can wiggle one ear and the other ear, or both ears.
Crazy.
Now I'm going to Google it and see if I can find a video of him doing this. Have you ever seen him do this?
No.
Nor
I think
have
he's awesome, though. I saw
he
Sloth do it on Goonies.
Oh, yeah. That's right. He did. But he was not Jeff Goldblum. So, I don't know. There you go. That is today's fun fact on the John and Heidi Show. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, England. Royal insiders say Prince Andrew has visited with the Queen to conduct crisis talks over his friendship with billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Yikes.
So that would be really difficult to explain. If he didn't do anything wrong, I feel really bad for the guy because it sure looks like he did a lot of stuff wrong. So if he didn't do anything wrong, I feel bad for the dude. But I got a feeling... where there's smoke, there's fire. And boy, there's a lot of smoke there right now. And he's not really had any great explanations. So now they're in these crisis talks. And yeah, bad idea. Whole thing. Weird story. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A woman by the name of Ashley Spencer wanted to celebrate her 34th birthday with a bang. The Florida woman was accused of soliciting an accomplice to kill her husband's lover. A murder, which could be her birthday gift to herself, she said. Mm-hmm. That was the bang we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah, it's not much of a birthday present when you spend the rest of your life in prison.
Yeah. Back in August, she sent a Snapchat message saying, you know of any felons that... I'm not going to read the rest of what you said because some of it's not good for radio. But anyway, basically saying would be willing to do a job. In subsequent phone call, spoke of buying a gun, wanting to do harm to the baby fathered by her husband and the female target. So apparently she's going to kill the woman and her kid. Anyway, $2,000 is what she was going to pay.
$2,000?
She planned to have them shoot the victim while the woman was asleep in her home. Told the undercover agent that he would help her break into the residence and then dispose of the firearm after killing him. Charged with solicitation to commit murder and solicitation to commit burglary, both felonies. Spencer now is being held in county jail. So
there are seriously crime shows on every single channel. Does this lady not watch any of them?
Apparently not.
You do it yourself,
and
you make it look like an X.
No, you don't do any of that. They get caught too, Heidi, every time. This is today's weird news. Somebody help me. Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Massachusetts man accused of faking his own death to avoid being charged with defrauding the CARES Act. 53-year-old David Adler Stavely and his alleged co-conspirator, 52-year-old David Andrew Budziger. They were the first people nationwide to be charged with fraudulently seeking Paycheck Protection Program loans.
Okay.
So we've had several stories about this type of thing, but these two were the first to be charged. And they were accused of trying to secure $543,959 in loans and falsely claimed they had dozens of employees, 4 businesses, 3 restaurants, although at the end of the day, they had no employees, no workers.
Oh.
They were arrested in May. Then he faked his own death by staging a suicide, complete with leaving a note for associates in his car, which he then left unlocked and parked near the Atlantic Ocean so it looked like he dove in. But he didn't. So now he's been caught, and he's in even more trouble. So, bad idea. This is such a bad idea. That's why it is today's moment of duh. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for Fake News or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, fake news or Florida. A Hollywood sheriff was busted for selling guns to pay off a gambling debt. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
That is fake news.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Good.
too. So glad. I'm glad you got
Faith
that right.
in law enforcement restored.
Yes, that's a good thing. If you would like to submit your own fake news or Florida story, you can either send me a fake story that you think Heidi would get wrong, or if you see a true story from Florida that is just one of those wacky stories that you go, oh boy, that doesn't even sound real, you can submit the story. You'll find all the information at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. And this is kind of a cool story here. Here's a headline. Woman overcome with emotion after meeting an 11-year-old who's helping single parents. This is an amazing 11-year-old boy, Hampton, Virginia, collecting diapers for single parents in his community for people who cannot afford them. And here's a photo of this young man. Kids for Change, it says on his shirt. It says, when I was little, I used to see a lot of people struggling. Carter Carey said this. Motivated by the struggles of some of his friends' families, he chose to help single parents, according to his mother, Brittany Stewart Carey. So this summer, Carter started selling lemonade and snacks to his neighbors for a few hours every day. At the end of every day, he would use his earnings to buy diapers and baby wipes.
I love this so much.
Didn't take long for his mission, which he named Kids for Change, the number 4 in the middle there, to generate quite a following. An online GoFundMe fundraiser then generated over $19,000 in donations. And it says, you guys are amazing. We reached our $10,000 goal, he wrote on the GoFundMe. Your donations are continuing to help put diapers and wipes in households that cannot afford them. We started to ship diapers to different states, and we're planning to deliver more diapers. We're also working to help more families outside of Virginia. We're hoping to get a work van so we can safely transport all of these diapers and wipes. Such a great story. One woman who came by to donate $200 became so emotional when she met this young man, and she explained how she used to be homeless and relied on donations of strangers to provide for her children. Now, she was in a position where she could donate. She said, you are helping so many people you don't even know. And it's just a great story. And I don't know if you could tell I was getting choked up a little bit.
I was a single mom for a little while, and I can attest to I mean, diapers are expensive.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is. And it's a really cool thing that this young man said, you know what, I see a need. I'm 11, but I see a need, and I'm going to help fill that need. And it goes to show, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you are, everybody can make a difference somehow. It doesn't have to be huge. He started out selling lemonade, and then now it's turned into, almost $20,000 worth of assistance to other people. So,
and that young man has a very bright future, I think.
I bet he does, absolutely. I've got a link to the story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Bye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.